EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25.
Watch one. We own them. We own them. Hatchet.
A first carry here for Kene Nwangu. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Check three. Deuce. Check 31. Check 13.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Here's Hill.
Watch one. Bandit.
Being chased out left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chris Wormley. A sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Returning is Peppers. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
One shot. Set hot. You go night. 180. One shot. SOS. Showing it.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Kill.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
A gain of 21 yards.
Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Just a yard to go here on second down.
And a run like that shouldn't surprise anyone who's ever seen Javonte Williams play. Compact, strong, physical runner. He ran for 1,000 yards at North Carolina last year. In fact, it was over 1,100 and 19 touchdowns in addition. And that's despite sharing the backfield with another 1,000-yard rusher, Michael Carter, who was taken in the 4th round by the Jets. Najee Harris and Travis Etienne were taking over him. But many thought that Javonte Williams might be the best back in the draft.
Jackson's throw pulled in by Schwartz. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Forced out to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Miller. Touchdown, Falcons. Scotty Miller. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Hill looks to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Peppers. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's complete, Okuebunam. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A gain of
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. 2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And he checks this one down to Williams. And some room to maneuver. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play there on the catch and run.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into first down and then some. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Working with his 2nd and 4. Jackson. Buying time to us, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and the Jags grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Watch the screen. Mike 18. Mike 70 Lion. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Handoff here to Nwangu. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Take 4. Undercrush.
On the give is Nwangu. And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
4 down. Check. Here we go. Watch that. 18 Cardinal.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Get him, boys.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Check 9.
On second down, Dillon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team would say, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. A gain of 6 there on first.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Mike. Target. Watch safety screen.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down. They're going to try and throw. Flush to his right. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense, how well they played. I mean, the defense, too, really. But they're sitting at 10-0 now on the year. 4-0, 5-0, that's nice. But once you start hitting double digits with these wins and no losses, I think the seriousness of the situation, it just has to ramp up.
Yeah, and when you do say 10-0, it can't scare you as a team. Just think about it this way. For most of the year, they've been playing to win their division and get to the playoffs. Now the playoffs are just about a foregone conclusion. So now they have to down-focus their thoughts about getting home field advantage and finishing unbeaten, and they need to make sure they keep it in that order.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Jackson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Javon Kinlaw. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Switch gears. Tight dog.
From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Throwing is Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. The results for them so far not that great. Well,
not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Hill. Flushed out right. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Watch 18. 18's the mic. Now watch run. Watch run. Check smash.
Third and long. It's Hill. Pressure comes and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. And the Jaguars send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. He'll return it from the 6. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board. And got his man complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Check hot route. Hot. Check 20 from Port. 49. Check 49. Check 49. Slam.
They go play action with Jackson.
Jam.
Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught. Touchdown. Albert O, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Falcons 14, Jaguars nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Watch it slant.
Hill.
Check.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
From the gun on 3rd, Hill.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And this will be taken at the 13. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way. Take some time off the clock and keep the ball away from their opponents.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action from Jacksonville.
Shift! Watch the shift!
To throw is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Anthony Schwartz with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
Falcons 21, Jaguars nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now it's Hill. Sliding out of the pocket.
That'll be complete to the running back, Nwangu.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Escaping the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And he will find his man on the outside.
Jackson's pass complete to Albert 8 yards.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson dancing to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Here we go with Williams. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Remember, that was fourth and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and fourth and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot?
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Jaguars are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers.
And the Falcons will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. Darius Slayton with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 33-yard line.
On second down, here's Nwangu.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.